The Jeffco Public Schools Board of Education is starting the 2017-18 budget process. Public input helps guide decision making, and we want to hear from you. First, a little background on money for schools.
Most Colorado public schools rely on state funding. State funding has been below levels dictated by state law for over 6 years because of state funding shortfalls. We should get about $8,400 per student, but we expect to receive about $7,415 per student, a bit more than last year, so about $985 less per student than Amendment 23 requires. But even that is not guaranteed. There is no new local funding for next year.
Next, let's talk about buildings. Neighborhood schools have been the norm in Jeffco, but our communities have changed. Some areas have older, smaller schools with low enrollment, yet other areas are overcrowded, but there's little funding to build or expand schools. Our buildings, on average, are 45 years old and need a lot of upkeep, let alone repairs and improvements. Basically, we have fewer students, more buildings to take care of, and less money to do it with.
Finally, some other points to consider. Research shows the single biggest factor of student success is a good teacher in the classroom. Our teachers are paid, on average, 10% less than teachers in surrounding school districts. We've already had increased staff turnover. Our kids are at risk of losing good teachers and other staff that make our schools great. It seems clear that to adequately plan for the future, Jeffco Public Schools will need to reallocate resources. The Board of Education has discussed some priorities.
First and foremost, competitive compensation to attract and retain quality staff. Maintaining funding levels for individual schools through student-based budgeting, and ensuring safe, warm, and dry school facilities are the others. How do we meet these goals? There are many reallocation ideas to consider, and we'd like your input. Go to jeffcoschools.citizenbudget.com to learn more about the budget and options, then weigh in on those options using the online budget tool.
Be prepared. It's not easy, but it is pretty quick, about 10 minutes of your time. The online budget tool is open January 21st through February 10th. The results will be presented to the board for consideration in their decision-making about budget priorities. The Board of Education is expected to make some preliminary budget decisions before spring break to assist in hiring decisions and the salary negotiation process. The final budget is tentatively scheduled for May 4th.
Your voice is valued. Please take the time to share your views.